Hi, I'm Marissa, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about my autobiography. I'm going to tell you, my life isn't really that interesting. I am a family of four. I'm the youngest. Yes, I'm spoiled. And I have an older brother, 6 years different, so it's like we were raised separately practically. My two parents are immigrants, so I am the first generation to go to college. Um, I'm not doing that great right now, but I hope to graduate next year, which would be me graduating on time, 4 years for this undergrad program. So, let me tell you a little bit about my family. My mom is Thai and my dad is Filipino. They met in Belgium and they moved to California because there are more opportunities, job opportunities, and also opportunities for me and my brother. We were born here in California, and I've lived in this house for my whole life. Now, I've never met anyone from my dad's side, and before that used to bother me, but now I kind of think it's normal because our family is so tiny. It's really just me, my brother, my mom, and my dad. My brother just moved out, so it's like being an only child right now. And I I never really got to know my grandparents, so I never really fully got to appreciate or got to know what it's like to have a big family because I only met my grandma up to like maybe kinder or first grade until she passed away. And my grandpa, like my earliest memories of him was when I was little. I was sitting on his lap and he had like a cigar or uh, a glass of whiskey. That was one of my memories of him, but I was really young. And uh, so I haven't really met anyone. My mom had a brother and he passed away. He passed away before I ever met him. And the only relatives that I've met are like second or third cousins, and they're all one generation older than me, so it's at least a 10-year age gap. And so I can't really relate to them very well, so I'm kind of used to having a tiny family. And there isn't really there's not really anything interesting. Like I went to La Mirada High School. I didn't do as well as all my other friends who were really high academic achievers. I played on the tennis team. Um, I was Key Club treasurer and Operation Cancer Patient, which sounds weird. We don't have cancer. We raise money for cancer patients. I was the president of that society, and I was also the treasurer for Bible Club. And before that, the reason why I wanted to get so involved in Bible Club was because previously I had went to private school my whole life, and going to a really secular school really challenged my beliefs because I was used to being around Christians all the time, and now I went to a school where there might be an agnostic person. Those kind of things really were eye-opening to me, so that's why I needed to have Bible Club. And before that, I went to Whittier Christian from 5th grade to 8th grade. In 5th grade, I was converted to Christianity. Yeah, so I was actually converted, not to Mormonism. And from kindergarten to 4th grade, I went to St. Paul of the Cross. And we moved schools because I had a really, really awful teacher in 4th grade. And so my mom wanted me to go to a better school. More expensive, but better. And from there, I was placed into public school, and now I'm at Cal State Long Beach, which is extremely secular and even more challenging because I thought I had a lot of like non-Christian friends at high school. No, like everyone in college is practically atheist or agnostic or something like that. They don't really have a certain faith. So it's really hard to keep up my faith because I'm in a really confusing state in my life where I'm not too sure what is the truth. What is like the purpose of my life, but I have a really deep passion for at least trying to find. Another thing that's different about me is that I love to travel. Ever since I was little, my mom would take me traveling. Every year we go to one big place, which is usually out of the country, and then we go to one small place, which is usually either around the state or within California. Before, we would never travel in California. We would always leave out of state, and we always would like to go to Asia. And I've been to numerous places. It's mainly around Asia that we'd like to go. We went to China. We went to Thailand numerous times because my mom's Thai. We went there in the winter and last year. We also went to Japan, which is funny because I went there like in 5th grade, and my mom was like, "Okay, we gotta go to Japan because we gotta get all these boring countries out of the way." But I absolutely love Japanese culture, and I kind of wish that I would have waited to go there later because what I liked from Japan was their language, their culture. So yes, I might have gotten a meal that was this big and paid a whole bunch for it, and this was all rice, and this you only got like this much of meat and maybe one potato, and came back skinny. But other than the food, the culture was just amazing, especially after learning about it when I got older and listening to the music and looking at their styles. They just seem to have this really beautiful culture, and hopefully, if having a BA in psychology doesn't work out for me, I'll be able to go teach English there. Um, and in China, it was just extremely beautiful in Shanghai and Beijing, even though on one of the nights in one of my favorite cities, I think it was Shanghai, we were 5 minutes away from the hotel until we were in a taxi, and the taxi driver said something in Chinese and then put his arm back, and all of a sudden we hit another car in front of us. Oh yeah, that was an interesting experience getting into a car crash in China because we were in a car which I thought was really safe because walking is crazy. There's all these cars, you're just trying to dodge them. You're this close to a car and they don't even care. They'll just keep driving. So you're really out to watch for yourself. But it's just really interesting to see like their society, especially since it was communism. Like you saw the guards march around everywhere, and I was really young at that time, and I was like, "Mom, what would happen if I want to go talk to one of them? If I want to go like tap on one of their shoulders? Well, most likely I would get beat up or something like that. That wouldn't be really a woman's place to do that, nor are you allowed to approach them in such a way." But the experiences that I had there were really amazing. Got to see some pandas, got to climb the Great Wall of China. You think that it's a nice walk up there? No, the stairs are all uneven and some of them are huge because at this time I'm only 4'10". I'm shorter than that. So trying to go up the stairs was absolutely crazy. Plus, it started to rain. So my mom freaked out and halfway going up, and she was like, "All right, peace out. I'll see you later. Go walk with the other people in our bus tour, and I'll see you later." And so I was able to almost reach the top until it was really just too slippery, and I had to come back down. But there was a lot of experiences that I had there, and also in Thailand. This summer it was absolutely amazing. I did a whole bunch of things in Thailand that I would never be able to do here. I played with monkeys. I fed them bananas. And then we went to an elephant show and we saw them paint. They paint so good. They paint way better than I would ever be able to paint after taking a class. And then I rode an elephant right after. We rode it through the forest, and I had a bag on there and it started slipping because we're going up a really steep slope, and I was so focused on holding onto that bar for dear life because I didn't want to fall off that I did not worry about my bag, and so my bag fell off and the person in the front had to jump off and grab it, and then he later on ran to the top of the hill and jumped back on the elephant, which I thought was really interesting, and I learned a good lesson. yeah, to hold on to my bag. Because the year before that, I was in um I was in this market called Jetujak. It's known for selling illegal, well, not just illegal apparel, like you'll be able to find a really good leather knockoff, but they also sell exotic animals, or maybe animals that are kind of near extinction, for a really high price, and that would be the place to go to buy them. But that's not what I was there for. I was there for all the girly stuff, the clothes, the makeup, the shoes. And there was this incident where I had my purse with me, and then I had a huge outer purse. I put my wallet on the outer side of the purse, and it was just for 5 minutes. I was looking at like bras and underwear because it's so inexpensive over there, like $5, which is amazing because over here it's like at least 30. And I was bra shopping, and I reached into my bag to get my wallet, and I was like, I can't find it. I can't find it. And I was like, well, maybe it's in my other purse. And I was just looking around. My mom came over, and she was like, oh my goodness. There was a slit, at least this big, that was perfectly slit across the outer bag. And they had just reached in and grabbed my wallet when I wasn't looking, when I wasn't paying attention, because it is so busy in Jitujak that you wouldn't even tell if someone pickpocketed you or something. And that day we were traveling, so I carried all of my cash with me, all of my important papers, my school ID from Cal State Long Beach, my paper from my passport papers, not my passport itself, just a copy of them, which I was grateful of, and at least $500, which I received as a graduation gift for just entering college. And it was really disappointing to see that all of my cash had been gone, and I was filled with an immediate terror, as if I was robbed of something, and I was. Um, After that, I didn't even want to carry like $1. I was so bitter and upset. Like, how could I let myself let this happen to me? I was so good about protecting my belongings before, but at this moment, I really, really messed up. And those are one of the things that I learned from going to Thailand. And in the wintertime, I went like right after New Year's Eve, and I found that there was this really, really interesting cultural thing that they do. And most of the people that are in Thailand are usually Buddhist, and they are these 7 holy temples that you have to go to. If you don't go to them within a certain amount of time, then the following year 2011, could possibly be bad luck. And they're extremely superstitious, which I thought was kind of funny, especially after seeing my cousin do that. And be like, are you serious? And she was. So I thought that was really interesting. And after going, I went to a Buddhist temple. I was really, really touched. Like, I felt something there, but I wasn't sure what it was. And that really upset me because I wasn't sure, well, is that God, or what is it? So that really, really challenged me. I've also went to different places in Europe. I went to Italy, to um, England, to Paris, to Belgium, to Holland, to Germany. It was all like a little sample, and it was really interesting just to get a taste of their culture. And I went to Canada, and I went to a few places in America, like New York, and this is what I really, really love to do. I think this is what maybe sets me different from other people, is that I have the ability to go out on these adventures with my mom and travel around the world. Something I can't ever get from staying in California my whole life. So that is one thing that I'd really like to keep pursuing: traveling, learning about other people's cultures, living in their culture. That that is what I like to do, and then that's something that really excites me, that maybe distincts me from other people. And that is my autobiography so far, and hopefully more travels to come. Thanks.